Hi everyone. So we are the D team and we are here to present our CS5500 project. So this time the theme was to create a 2D world and enable sharing between users. So we had a small backstory for this. As it's winter and it's getting cold, Northeastern has a very beautiful tunnel system to avoid snow, slush, and cold. So we tried to replicate the same thing in our project. So we created a tunnel system, not exactly as how Northeastern has, but something close to it, where users can join in and maybe move in and communicate with each other and share files. So all the assets used here are open source, and I've used our app also supports multiple players as we have a good amount of player sprite sheet here. So this is how our app looks once we run it. So user can actually move around and interact with other users. All the collisions are also done. So for the to render the 2D graphics, we have used SDL2, which is supported by D language. And yeah,
Hi, I'm gonna talking about a file sharing feature of our application. In our application, only when two users are close to each other, they can send file. For example, now it's too far. When you try to send a file, you need to say attachment and with the file path. So see, there's no players are close to each other, so it can not send a file. Now we move to player one close to player two and try again. See, the player two is on the screen and asks us to enter one person that you want to send a file to. For example, there might be multiple player if there's more people in the server. And if you type like input an invalid ID like 5, it tells invalid and to try again. So when you type the right ID, and we can see there's a new file is also received from the server and it got a unique timestamp. And now we compare the file content, which is exactly same compared with the original file. So here's our file sharing, and thank you for listening.
Hi, I'll talk a little about our client-server architecture. We start the server by passing server as a parameter. Here we get the IP of the server, and then we start a client and enter the server's IP address to join the server. We can then start another server and it will join the same world. Moments on one client will be visible to all other clients. There's also a group chat where the players can send messages and it gets broadcasted to everyone. If a client leaves, the view of the existing clients is updated, and if a new client joins, they too have the updated view. In case the server closes connection, the clients will continue to operate in standalone mode. We can also choose to start the server on localhost or start a client in standalone mode. We used a packet structure whose header is populated with appropriate fields to differentiate between the different types of communication possible between the clients. Introducing a packet data structure made it easier for me to implement a lot of the functionality of this project. The clients and server would create packets and deserialize them to transfer over the network. Since packets handle a lot of the communication, we've tested those methods along with player moments. And a few future improvements we would like to make is enhancing the UI and using the command design pattern.
Hello guys, my name is Yuan Liu. I'm going to introduce our communication through network feature. From the server side, we implement a function called get local network IP function. We first initiate the socket, then get our local network address, not only localhost, by connecting our socket to another. Starting by hitting well-known DNS server, for example, Google DNS, to get the host name from the socket information. We can parse the IP address from host name. From the client side, we use the IP address we get from server to connect the client socket to the server socket. You can see here our client socket and server socket were connected. And we also use GitHub Action to do the CI and CD pipeline. You can see it's all here. In our case, we separate tasks with graphical and non-graphical tasks in dump.json configuration, and Action can test them separately. You can see it's all here. And for the project management, we use GitHub project board to assign our tickets. We were using Agile methodology. We have the POC and the MVP at the beginning of our project and iterate with more feature. Thank you so much for listening. That's all.